The Israeli Defense Force, Tzva Haganal Yisrael, is once again front and center this week in the world news. And we hope and pray by the time you're all listening to this, there'll already be a restoration of law and order, both within and without. And please God, a return to the regular routine of tranquility and safety across the land. These parashiot, both last week and this week, are only dawned in me this year that they are all about tzava. This parasha as well, with an unusual take on what a tzava is. The word for an army in Hebrew is tzava. I mentioned last week that 73 times in the book of Bamidbar and almost 50 times in Parashat Bamidbar. And this week Naso, we find the concept of tzava. But I only understood this time for the first time, what is the tzava according to the Jewish vision? It's both a physical army and a spiritual army. Last week we saw that the tribes were represented by the people's army. Every single tribe was represented by people who would go out and serve from the age of 20 to 60 to serve the Jewish people, representing them in battle in order to forge a way forward for Jewish destiny. But in this week's parasha, we see that the tribe of Levi are also called tzava. Those people who served in the temple are called kol haba litzvot tzava bo'el moed. A number of times it appears, those who are going to serve in the army, in the ohel moed, in the place of sanctity. Because ultimately a Jewish army has to be committed to both tzava, which represents the people in battle, securing their physical safety, and also those who serve spiritually, looking after the spiritual resilience of the people. Both are part of the complete tzva Haganal Yisrael. Of course, as the Rambam says, that in a state of emergency and war, everything is subservient to our physical safety. It says, everybody goes to war in Melchemet Mitzvah. Afilu chatan v'kala. Everybody on the home front, in the battlefront, everybody goes. In fact, there was a case this week of a chatan and kala, who the chatan is in an infantry unit and the kala in the spokesperson's brigade of the Israeli army. Both, during the Sheva Brachot, went to the units and felt that this is defending a Melchemet Mitzvah and went out to return, as the Rambam says, to defend their people. So yes, in a time of emergency and war, everything is subservient to the army, which looks after the physical defense and security of Israel. But in regular times, as we prepare to go into the land, it is clear there are two armies which are one. The spiritual resilience of the Jewish people, motivating and given its raison d'etre and meaning and purpose to what it means to be a Jew, and those representing the people physically. And please God, we should be merit times of tranquility, where both of these armies, these servants of the Jewish people, work together in tandem, one protecting the other and the other serving the other all together. And indeed, this week we have coming up our Mizrachi umbrella campaign supporting Yeshivot and Seminaries across Israel, the strength of the gap year in Israel and the time of affording people the opportunity to learn Torah in Israel, fortifying the spiritual resilience of the Jewish people and making sure that the tzava, those physically protecting Israel, this great mitzvah we're being performed today, and the spiritual service of the resilience of Torah as the core and essence of everything we're about as a people, should work together, bringing peace and tranquility to all of Israel. Shabbat Shalom.